Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Nta Ugc Net Paper 1. So this channel is specially dedicated for the UGC Net teaching and research aptitude, that is Paper 1 guys. So in this video we are going to see the PYQ series. Okay, so soon we are going to face the examination in the month of July and in the month of August also. So here the previous year question series as well as the revision series, both these two will parallel run in this YouTube channel guys. So please subscribe the channel, okay, to get all my videos as a immediate notification to your phones or the devices, okay. And after subscribing, tap the bell icon also, right? So the first question we are going to see here is, okay, let's have a look here this question. So in a classroom, transforming verbal and non-verbal signs back into the messages is known as what? Okay, so that is what the question is mentioned here. So in a classroom, transforming the verbal and non-verbal, both these two, back into the messages is known as what? So generally this question comes from the unit that is called as a communication guys. Okay, communication unit. So basically the communication is nothing but a sending the information from one point to the another point. Okay, and whatever the sender intends to send the information, the same information has to be conveyed to the receiver. Then only we will call this one as a very good communication. And from the receiver, if the sender got the feedback, then it is called as an effective way of the communication, right? So first of all, what happens here is that you should know about the SMCR model of the communication. Okay, Berlioz. So in this Berlioz SMCR model of communication, whatever the source is there, that means if I am the source, I must have the communication skills, attitudes, knowledge, social system and culture. Okay, if I am having all these things, then I can able to convert whatever the information is there in my mind, that information will be converted into message. So converting the information into message with the help of all these characteristics is called as a encoding. Got it? And whatever the message I am giving, it might be having some content, elements, treatment, structure or some code will be there, okay, to this message and this message will transfer through some channel. Channel is nothing but through hearing, seeing, touching, smelling and tasting. Okay, and from this channel it goes to the receiver. That means whatever the message is there, this message will decodes into information again. That means whatever the information I encoded here, the same information has to be decoded here also. Got it? Okay, I hope all of you understand. Fine. So here this process we will call as a decoder. So if the receiver can able to properly decode, then the information will be obtained from the message. Got it? So the receiver characteristics and the source characteristics, both these two are same, and the message are in the different formats, and these are the channels to receive the information, right? So now in a classroom, transforming the verbal and non-verbal signs back into the message. That means some information, it is encoded into message, transmitted through some channel, and while coming to the receiver end, the same message will be received. Okay, that means message receiving means it might be in the verbal or the non-verbal signs will be there. The same message will be received by the receiver, and it is called as what guys? This process is called as a decoding process. Got it? That means after decoding only, decoding done by the receiver, after decoding only, the exact information or the message given by the sender will be received to the receiver. So for this question, the answer is the decoding. And apart from this SMCR model of the communication, for this question, the supporting concept also I kept here. So basically communication types on the basis of the channels. We can take the verbal and the non-verbal communications. So verbal type of communications again divided into the oral and written type of communications, right? So verbal type of communications, okay, means we are transferring the words. Okay, we are using the words in the communication process. Okay, so information is use of the words. It can be oral or the written. And in the verbal communication, you should remember about this acronym, that is KISS, that is keep it short and simple. Okay, in order to deliver the right message, the communicator must be empathetic. And while coming to the verbal, as I told that it is divided into the oral and the written communication. Coming to the oral communication, the words are spoken, face-to-face speech, telephonic, video, radio, television, voice over the internet. Okay, and the different advantages are there for the oral communications, like it is spontaneous and natural, it is easy for others to understand, and you can choose your words which is suitable to the listener, and it is supported by the non-verbal communication also, nothing but moving your head, shaking your hands, all these things. The communicator or the person who communicates is physically available to you, and it can develop a close relation between the speaker and the listener. Few limitations are also there for the oral communication. Words spoken or disappear, and words are not permanent, and whatever the words we heard, there is a chance of forgetting after a few days. Okay, and the non-verbal communication that supports the oral may not be understood from the other culture, right? And coming to the next type of this verbal communication is the written communication. So written signs, that means we are expressing the information with the written words. In the oral spoken words, and here the written words. So like pictures, graphs, and all these things will be there. Okay, so emails, letters, reports, memos, all these things can be taken. And advantages are that messages, written communications are the permanent, and it will be the evidences. Okay, and you can record this one. Got it? And written communications means we can try to fully understand by reading once or twice or thrice, right? And few limitations are also there. Written communication is not a spontaneous one. That means if I wrote any one letter to you, to reach you it will take some time, and after reading, if you want to send some feedback to me, again it will take some time. So written communications are not the spontaneous communications, they will take more time, and usually communications are the mix-up of the oral and the written formats. And we are having the different types of verbal communications are there. In the case of the oral, in the small group we'll call as a conversation and the telephone, and the written in the small group, letters or memos and a telex. But while coming to the oral communication in the large group, like lectures, meetings, radios, and short circuit, and a written format in the large group, circulars, newsletters, handbooks, manuals, posters, okay, bulletin boards, all these things can be taken as a written communication in the case of the large groups. Okay, so these are all the large group category in the oral and written communications. These are all the examples of small group communication, small groups oral communications, right? Non-verbal communications means here actions. Okay, action. So generally we are having one proverb that action speaks louder than words, right? So whatever the actions we are doing, just like moving our head, okay, body gestures, eye contacts, body language, posture, okay, tone of your voice, okay, how speed you are talking, what about your tone, what about your pitch of your voice, all these things comes under the non-verbal type of communication, like the appearances, body language, and sounds like voice tone, volume, and speech rate. Okay, next, so it is the first question. Coming to the next second question, so it is also one of the previous year question, guys. So Apple company, Microsoft, Infosys, and Airtel, and here the founders Narayana Murthy, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Sunil Mittal. Okay, so these are the famous companies that we already know that Apple company belongs to the Steve Jobs, Microsoft company belongs to the Bill Gates, Infosys company founder Narayana Murthy, and Airtel founder is the Sunil Mittal. Okay, so that's why A goes to 2 and B is going to 3, right? And C is going to 1 and D is going to 4. So we can take here option 4 as a correct answer. And to support this question, here I kept the few more companies also. You may check out this one, guys. Apple, Amazon, BMW, okay, so that is Bavarian Motor Works, and Adidas, Cadbury, Tata, Colgate, Palmolive, Horlicks, eBay, and Google, okay, so Facebook and Nestle, Infosys, Airtel. So in this question we got the Airtel, Infosys, and Apple, right? And Microsoft. Okay, so remember all these things, guys, which might be helpful for the upcoming examination also. So Ford Motor and HP, IBM, Intel Corporation, Microsoft, and Nike. Okay, fine. So coming to the next question, that is the third one. So here, perspective taking in communication supports what? So first of all, what is the meaning of this perspective taking? So here you may check down that the perspective taking is nothing but recognizing the thoughts and feelings of the others. Okay, and recognizing the effect that your behavior on others, adjust your communication based upon the reaction you receive, and adjust based upon the social situation. So all these points are very, very important to a teacher. Why? Because if a teacher is delivering a lecture to your students in the classroom, then the teacher has to understand the by looking at the students' expressions itself, the teacher has to understand whether his or her lectures are understanding to the students or not. Okay, so it is called as a perspective taking. So based upon their expressions, okay, based upon their non-verbal communication, the teacher has to understand him or herself whether the students are properly getting to your lecture or not. Okay, and one more thing also, using your past experiences, okay, using your past experiences, you are trying to understand the present situations. Okay, these things also can be taken as a perspective taking. Fine. So based upon this one, it supports what? Perspective taking is supports what? Means behavioral rigidity. It don't supports the rigidity. Openness means frankness. Whatever the thing is there inside you, so putting that one openly, okay, without having any type of secrets, and sharing of the information, and trusting. Okay, secrecy will not maintain in the perspective taking, right? So all these three are the important. That means first point, you should know that perspective taking is nothing but a completely openness. Okay, trusting. Fine. So by trusting the others, you are sharing, or else you are understanding the feelings of the others. It can be taken as a perspective taking in the communication. So here we can take the BCD as a correct answer. Got it? Okay, so these are the three questions we are going to discussed in this session. So few more questions and their supporting topics also we will discuss in the upcoming video, guys. Okay, so to get all these things, subscribe the channel and then tap the bell icon. Okay, and please share this video to your friends or colleagues also who are preparing for this UGC NET examination. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll meet in the next video.